You're standing barefoot on desert sand and the surface scorches your skin, but dig your toes an inch deeper and it's suddenly, shockingly cool. That contrast is the first clue that the desert is hiding something. Because most of what we call desert isn't sand at all, and what lies beneath the sand that does exist is stranger than almost anyone expects. That cool layer beneath your feet isn't an accident. It's the first hint of a completely different world, one that most people never think to question. Here's where the desert parts ways with everything you know about sand. Beach sand is shaped by water, waves grinding rock and shell into soft, silky grains over hundreds of thousands of years. Desert sand works nothing like that. Out here, water is almost irrelevant. Instead, the desert uses temperature as its hammer. During the day, the surface can reach scorching extremes. Then night falls and the temperature plummets, fast, dramatically, without the cushion of humidity or cloud cover to slow the drop. Rocks expand in the heat. They contract in the cold. Do that enough times over enough centuries, and even solid stone begins to crack apart. The wind then takes those fragments and carries them, tumbling and grinding them smaller with every kilometer traveled, until they settle into the dunes we picture when we think desert. But here's what dismantles the whole image. Those dunes are not the desert. They're a thin layer sitting on top of it. Dig beneath any Saharan dune, and you hit compacted material almost immediately. Push deeper, and you reach hardpan, solid, compressed rock or soil that stops you cold. And the sand itself? In most places, it only extends a few meters down, maybe a few tens of meters in the deepest dunes, before you're scraping bedrock. Even the giants, some Saharan dunes crest at 180 meters, taller than a 60-story skyscraper, are sitting on a solid rocky floor. That floor is the real story, because only about 25% of the Sahara is covered in sand at all. The rest is bare rock and gravel, ancient, exposed, hiding almost nothing. And what the bedrock beneath the sandy parts does hide isn't just rock, it's a record. And what it records will completely rewrite what you think this desert is. Most people picture the Sahara as wall-to-wall sand dunes, but only about 20% of it actually is. Did you always assume deserts were basically endless sand? Or does that statistic genuinely surprise you? Drop your answer in the comments below. Now, what that bedrock beneath the sand actually records is where this story gets truly strange. But the bedrock beneath the Sahara doesn't just stop you cold, it speaks. Those ancient layers of sedimentary rock weren't formed in a desert. They were laid down at the bottom of a shallow sea, millions of years before the first grain of Saharan sand ever existed. The desert you're picturing, the one you've seen in photographs, vast and bone-dry and timeless, is sitting on top of an ocean floor. That's not a metaphor, that's geology, and then it gets stranger. Scientists studying satellite imagery and ancient shorelines have found compelling evidence of a prehistoric megalake buried beneath the Saharan sand. A body of water so enormous it dwarfs almost anything on the modern map. This lake, which researchers believe reached its peak around 6,000 years ago, covered roughly 400,000 square kilometers. That's larger than the entire state of California. Scientists call it Lake Megachad, and it wasn't a seasonal pond or a shallow marsh. It was a living, thriving inland sea. Elephants walked its shores, giraffes grazed along its banks, hippos and crocodiles moved through its water. The Sahara wasn't a desert. It was a savanna, lush and teeming, fed by a climate so different from today's that the same coordinates on the map might as well have been a different planet. This wasn't a one-time accident of climate. The Sahara has cycled through multiple green phases, pulled in and out of life by slow shifts in Earth's tilt and orbit, what scientists call Milankovitch cycles. The desert dries out, the dunes advance, the green retreats, then the cycle tips again, and the rains return. Which means the desert you see today is not permanent. It is not ancient in the way we imagine permanence. It is a single frame in a very long film. So, the next time you stand on a dune and feel that scorching surface give way to coolness beneath your feet, remember what you're actually standing on. The floor of a vanished ocean, above the ghost of a lake larger than California, in a landscape that has been jungle, savanna, and sea, and, given enough time, will be again. Subscribe for more hidden worlds beneath the places you think you know, and watch this one next.